Welcome to Suncoast View. I'm Stephanie Roberts. Downtown Sarasota gets one step closer to being more affordable to live. We'll discuss.
I'm Haley Wilkes. We're going to stretch out our muscles with fleet feet and learn how to beat better runners without getting injured.
I'm Bobette. Another rising star emerges from the West Coast Black Theater Troupe, and she's here with us. You don't want to miss this Sounds of the Suncoast.
And I'm Linda Carson. We took a fabulous field trip where we had to escape from jail. It's something you'll want to try too. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show, everyone, and welcome back to Haley Wilkes. Glad to be here.
Oh, look at you. My goodness.
I'm all summery
different
already.
Haley.
Oh, yeah. I'm going something different from newswear.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like
I asked
it.
Max, is this too skimpy? He's like, no, for the
No.
view. Well, that's fine. Anything goes.
Anything goes here. Lovely. That's all right. We'll take that reputation and run with it. Well, it's great to have you here. We want to see who's in the kitchen today, and it's always great to see Chef Hal from Harry's Continental on Longboat Key. What are we making today, Chef?
We're going to start today with some strawberry margaritas and then move into our famous corn salad recipe.
I like that idea.
I do too. Sounds like a very good way to start.
Yeah.
And actually, Chef Hal tells me that that corn salad is one of the most popular items that they make and sell. So,
Okay.
Oh, wow.
and it's
Sounds
easy, so we can make it at home
Easy.
too.
I like that.
Yeah,
Easy's good. Yeah.
Easy is good. All right, well, we've got lots to talk about today, so it is time for our first hot topic, and it has been a big battle in downtown Sarasota. Affordable housing. It now appears to be one step closer to reality. City commissioners unanimously approved Harvey Vengroff's plan to build 5 6-story buildings near Fruitville and 301. Rents reportedly as low as $650 a month. Now, inspections had been a prior sticking point, but these buildings said to provide nearly 400 units. So what do you think?
I think this is a great idea.
Yes. But I want to see what they look like. I hope they don't look cheap and crummy.
I doubt they will. You can't build a brand new cheap and crummy building. You know?
I don't know.
It's pretty hard.
I think the concern is they'll probably look fine when they're new, but they had this whole big standoff over inspections. I wonder if they're concerned with people keeping them up, hence the inspection concern.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I think that's a little bit of a bias. Just because the rent is a little cheaper, it almost is like they're implying that quality of person is going to not take care of the property, and that's offensive in itself. You know, some people just cannot afford to live at a certain lifestyle. It's not that they're lesser of a person or not going to keep their things nice. It's just they don't have a job that sustains that.
And they take great pride in where they live, too.
Yeah.
My daughter, when she first got out of school, I mean, the cheapest thing they could find was $900 a month. That's a lot for somebody starting out.
No, and it definitely gives the younger crowd, which we so want to attract here, the opportunity to be downtown. Because, Linda, you're right. We can't afford those kind of rents early on in our careers.
I mean, literally, I was looking for something before I bought my house. I was in Fort Myers and driving back and forth. And I was like, well, maybe if I can just get a nice apartment and stay here during the week and drive back on the weekends. And literally, the cheapest thing I can find was $3,000.
Yeah.
And that's not reasonable.
Right.
You know, not for...
That's a mortgage.
And I have a job.
Right.
You know, I could afford a $600 rent, though, but not $3,000.
Right. Well, it definitely provides a lot of opportunity, so hopefully it will continue to be a positive thing and not, as you say, bring up bias that we don't want to talk about. All right, well, speaking of things we need to talk about, we had a big conversation yesterday about the Bradenton Convention and Visitors Bureau and how they provided towels, rally towels they are called, for the Penguins Lightning game last Friday. Well, it got us fired up and it got you fired up too. So we want to share some of our emails. We call this Your View, and we do love to hear from you. Carol writes in, they were wrong to support the Penguins, meaning the team, of course, that was playing against our Tampa Bay Lightning. And that's kind of what we agreed, Carol, too, that we didn't think that the Convention and Visitors Bureau should be providing something that roots against the home team. In fact, the executive director did a radio interview this morning, and he immediately said, yep, I screwed up. Did not mean for this to come across as it did. They were simply trying to promote the area.
Yeah. It should have said both teams, because
Yeah.
every Super Bowl I've been to, every playoff game, they have
Yes.
both teams on there, so you can remember this
Neutral.
event. And you
That's
keep
true.
that towel forever. So I think that would have been a good idea.
I also thought something that was also neutral, maybe like a koozie, like, do you wish you were having a cold drink on the beach? Visit us in Bradenton, or, you know, something that
Right.
was not
Go
going.
Pens.
Yeah, that was kind of
Right.
neutral
Great
to
idea.
either team. Although my producer said, well, why would the Penguins want to take them up on that deal for some neutral koozie? I said, I don't know, they might have.
Just a
giveaways.
reminder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
reminder
there's all
we're
kinds
here.
of, yeah, but
Yeah.
I like Linda's idea too. I've bought many T-shirts that had both logos when I've gone to bowl games or playoff games or
Exactly.
whatever, and you could just have that on there.
So
Yeah,
the
you
point
know,
is,
towel or
we like
something,
the
yeah.
promotion, though. We are all about
Yeah.
promoting the
Good idea.
island.
I think
Good
it was,
idea.
like I said yesterday, I think it was a good idea because you do want to attract there is a lot of people from that area, and we are tourist driven. So yes, we want to attract them. But just because you're attracting tourists doesn't mean you have to alienate the people that live here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
true.
Well, that kind of brings us to our next point, that we are all about supporting the area. And I don't think that came across real well yesterday because Marcia writes, the towels are a great publicity stunt, free advertising to showcase Bradenton and Sarasota. So, you know, that's a fair statement too. But where we ended up getting in a little trouble was when the conversation turned to the hashtag that was at the bottom of the screen. The complaints that generated this originally came up under a hashtag boycott Bradenton. And we want to make it very clear that at The View, we have no interest in boycotting Bradenton. We love it. So Christine Alexander was our guest host yesterday, and she got herself in a little bit of trouble because she is a comedian. Comedians get themselves in trouble.
Yes,
and
they
she
do.
wrote in, my bad jokes about Bradenton yesterday were just that, bad jokes. I grew up in Bradenton, and I love it there. Hashtag manatee love. So we do want to make it very clear that, of course, we support Bradenton
Yes, we
and
do.
all the tourism in the area, and we're all about driving people to Bradenton.
My daughter's looking for a house in Bradenton. That means my grandchildren will grow up in Bradenton. I love that place.
Absolutely. So, you know, it's hard anytime. This is where social media kind of annoys me because these hashtags pop up as something that people are following, but then it looks like
You're
that's the
promoting
way
it.
everybody feels.
Or if you retweet it,
Exactly.
just because you want to show people what the conversation is, then they think maybe you're supporting that. When you're saying, no, I'm just getting this message out there that people are saying this. I'm not boycotting
Right,
Bradenton,
yeah, I
but
didn't
just
say I
don't
wanna boycott
anything.
it, right,
So it
yeah.
does get confusing.
I've
yeah.
lived in Bradenton and Sarasota. They're exactly the same.
It's just
go-
right up the street.
And I hate to take this back to the other thing, but honestly, living in Bradenton sometimes is the only affordable way you can live in this area.
Very good point.
You
Very,
know.
very good point. And there's
So-
absolutely
And
nothing
nice
wrong
beaches.
with it.
Yeah, nice
Oh,
beaches.
there's some mansions in Bradenton.
That's
too.
true. That's
Yeah.
true.
We'll find
Yeah.
plenty of things we can't
The
afford.
rich and the famous live there too.
They do, of course, Anna Maria Island and parts of the other side of Gulf Coast, or what's that, Gulf Coast Drive. But the thing is, I think that when people start thinking about boycotting things, they're focusing on that issue.
wrong issue.
They-
The
that
wrong
issue.
issue. They
Not,
shouldn't
not
be focusing
it's
on
the
the
focus
town.
on the
Yeah,
towels,
right.
not focusing on the actual community and the city and what that city stands for, what the city is like.
Let's
Yeah,
go with
nothing to do.
hashtag Go Bolts. How about
Yes,
that?
how
Because
about
that's
that?
really what this is about, is promoting the Lightning, who, by the way, are tied up in the
Tied
series
up.
1-1 and come home Wednesday to play at Amalie Arena. All right, we're going to move on because I've got shopping news for you. Are you a package tracking addict? I suspect Haley could be
Yes,
because I know
yes,
she's a
yes.
huge shopper. So you know what I'm talking about. And UPS has now the very coolest new update. So if you have a UPS My Choice account, and trust me, it's free, and if you track your packages, you need one. You can now track your delivery in near real time on a map until it arrives at your doorstep. Like this little dot shows you where your package is. You will see it leave your local distribution center. You will see it make its way around town. You could even see it sitting in the parking lot while the guy has lunch for 45 minutes. It is the latest in e-commerce technology. Does this excite anyone else, or are we
No,
just
It doesn't
dorks?
excite me at all.
Okay, thank you. I knew someone would get it.
I love the tracking because I wanted, especially when I send a package to someone else. Well, I mean, of course, I want to know if I buy something when it's coming, but more importantly, like if I send a gift, I want to know that it's getting there in time for their birthday or whatever. So I'm obsessively tracking, and then I'm texting my friend saying, it's delayed. It said it was delayed. It's not going to make it, you know, whatever. So I love to track the
I'm
packages.
just paranoid. I feel bad for the driver. They can't do anything. They can't go to the
Well, I don't care about that, but I just want to know where it, you know, because sometimes they'll just have long lapses where it's like 2 days and it doesn't show the tracking, and I start to get nervous. Like, why is it in Biloxi, Mississippi for 2 days?
You get nervous,
you know?
and my teenager goes ballistic. Now, granted, I have the teenage point of view for all of this, but when they order something, because it's new and it's exciting and it's something, you know, you have to have.
They want it right now.
And they order things from overseas a lot by accident on eBay, and then all of a sudden it's in California, and then, Mom, it's in Mississippi. Mom, today it's in Georgia. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
My
Okay, I'm not that
experience
crazy
is
about
just
it, but-
different. I order something, I swear, and an hour later it's on my porch. I think they're using droids or
Well,
little
you can
runners.
do that now with that Amazon
Oh,
fast
they
delivery
just
or whatever. Yeah.
appear.
She's like,
never
I
see them
just
come.
ordered this.
That's awesome. That's very awesome. Well, here's something you may actually not want to track because it kind of sounds a little depressing. A new study from Reebok and Census Wide says the average person spends less than 1% of their entire life having sex. That's a comparison to everything else we do, and this study was done over 71 years, which is 25,000 plus days on Earth. So sex time comes out to 117 days of our life spent in the sack. Question is, what are we doing? Well, we spend more hours working out. That's depressing. 180 days of life. 30% of our time is spent working. 41% of our time is spent on technology.
All right,
types of
so
screens.
I know this is so inappropriate, but I cannot think of anything else to say. Maybe this is a libido issue. Some people can't last long.
I actually had that thought too.
Well,
Right, it doesn't take all that long.
It doesn't take as long as working out. Wait, 180, that's it? 180 days of working out total in your lifetime?
She's more interested in working
Yeah,
out.
really.
I do, but I just
Well,
think that's a low estimate. I
As a
don't know.
wise old woman, I'll say, it's not how long you do it, it's how good it is. So
Good
it
to
doesn't
know.
matter about time. And you know what makes it good? Okay, my words of wisdom. If you really love that person.
True.
If you really love
True.
that person, it'll be good. Otherwise,
Yeah,
I've never had it that way. But
And it doesn't
Really
matter
love
how
the
long
person,
it
it'll be
lasts
good.
if it's good. Is that
Yes.
2 minutes is good if you love the person.
All right, we'll leave it at that. This may get you in the mood, though. Going to a new London restaurant may help these stats because they all dine naked. This is my greatest nightmare, by the way, but I may be in the minority. More than 32,000 people have signed up to dine at Bunyadi.
No, this is disgusting.
Well, okay, so this is just a still. These aren't the people, because it actually hasn't opened yet. But it is a pop-up restaurant billed as London's first naked food experience. They'll have changing rooms, lockers. They will be served by a semi-nude staff. All devices have to be left in the lockers, so no selfies are allowed. Creators say the goal is to create a completely natural environment, including these rustic furniture designs. Everything is
You're gonna get
unspoiled
splinters.
by, let's hope they're sealed, modern technology or attitudes.
modern technology, Adam and Eve wore fig leaves. Human beings have always worn clothes.
Or at least
And we know
coverage.
why when we look at that guy that didn't have clothes on.
Yeah.
So the cooks, you know how when you go to restaurants, they cover your hair because
Yeah.
you don't want to have the hair?
In the
Now
food.
you're going to have a naked person with
Go ahead, say it again, just like last week.
with taco meat going into your food.
Taco meat.
Last week, Bo Beth referred to chest hair as taco
I mean,
meat.
you don't want to, because the
Oh,
hair
never heard of
falls
that.
out everywhere. You can't
Let's
put you
assume
can't put a
there's-
hairnet on your chest.
Let's
Yeah.
assume there's sanitary standards in the kitchen.
Even if there is, I don't even
No, nobody
I
can-
don't want to eat naked. I don't want to look at people naked. I don't want to watch people eat food naked.
32,000 people have signed up for this.
I know there's like a waiting list.
32,000
and-
weird people.
Yeah, weird people.
I guess here's
It's
four
the
that
same-
won't be on the list.
same group that goes to like hedonism and those hotels like that.
People do, though.
Yeah.
People do.
And they eat, they're naked.
I guess so. I don't know. I don't want to look at the rolls while I'm eating. That's
While
going
you're
to kill
eating.
my
Although
appetite.
it may be a good diet.
It would probably be a great
because
diet.
if you're looking at yourself naked while you're eating, you're like, I'm not having that roll, you know?
I'm not having
Yeah.
anything else.
My husband and I went to a nude beach once with our clothes on, and we both agreed all of those people should have their clothes on. Every one of them.
It's not supermodels at the
No,
nude beach.
it's not.
And probably not at the nude restaurant
True.
either. All right, well, next time you decide to do some luxury travel, you may want to check out Virgin Atlantic's new international business class. It features semi-private suites that convert into a bed. And do you see how they're configured into this 1-to-1 kind of pod pattern?
Yeah.
That means you don't have to hop over anyone to go to the bathroom. Each in-seat entertainment screen is 18 inches there's a bar, and even if you can't afford the price tag to upgrade to this, portions of economy class on Virgin Atlantic have now been widened as well. What a gorgeous airplane.
Oh, yeah.
Flying them is amazing. Like even like Virgin America, it's a different experience. It's almost like they take flying to another level. Everything is just wonderful.
Is it more expensive?
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
That goes into the you get what you pay for.
Yeah, you get what you pay
But I
for.
mean, but it is amazing. Their customer service, like I want to say I went for a birthday and they gave me a cake.
Oh.
Like they brought out a cake, and I'm like, first of all, why do you have a cake? Like a huge cake, not a slice.
Yeah.
An actual cake, wrote on it "Happy Birthday" and everything.
Oh, my.
Heck, I'm happy to get a Coke.
Or a
pretzels.
cookie or whatever.
Came out, took a picture, and I'm like, that's amazing.
That's good service.
Customer service is great.
All right, well, it's good to know. We shall keep dreaming. All right, we're going to check in with our happy hour forecast, and when we come back, we went to jail. I know you're probably not surprised, but you can too, and you're going to want to try it. A great field trip straight ahead.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. A rather large complex of storms out in the Gulf of Mexico are heading our way. You can see that large area of showers and thunderstorms now moving from the west to the east, and looks like it should be on our doorstep sometime around 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock tonight. The heaviest rain by far off into the Gulf of Mexico, but we also have some inland storms that are firing up along the sea breeze front, quite clearly well away from Manatee and Sarasota counties at this hour. Heavy rain near Wauchula and Sebring, heading through Highlands County right now in eastern portions of DeSoto County. This cell in particular showing signs of some small hail there and a lot of lightning strikes just to the north of us. You can see that quite clearly on the lightning detection network. For us there in the coast, not a lot going on. It should stay that way, as I mentioned, through the evening hours, but we are looking and anticipating some heavier rainfall making its way into our area later on this evening, say again around 7 to 8 o'clock. But for the time being, things are looking pretty good near the coast. More on that coming up at 5.
Escape room attractions have popped up in cities all across the country. The premise is simple. You grab your group and they voluntarily get locked in a themed room. And you have to beat the time to escape. Now, it's all with the help of hidden clues. And last week, we grabbed our beauty expert, Mickey Williams, and we tried to escape a room right here on the Suncoast. Take a look.
All right, all the inmates on the wall. Given the severity of your crime, you're headed to a federal prison in 1 hour. A couple things you'll need to know. You're gonna have to break out of that jail cell, break into the warden's office, hack the computer, and erase all the mugshots that we have of you.
Oh, I can do that.
Collect all the evidence we have against you and then attempt to find your way out.
So what you do is you come to Escape Countdown, you get locked into a themed room, and there are things around you. So it's like a scavenger hunt, and you're looking for clues, and there's riddles and puzzles and things you have to figure out. Within 60 minutes, then you win the game. We're going to start with the jail.
Linda, they're going to put you in handcuffs.
I'm trying to think if I've ever had it.
La 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 la.
I don't know. Are we supposed to do something already?
Hit the ground and then sweep it over. All right. Got it.
We're out. How about locker?
Coming around at AI.
Okay.
I think we need a clue.
No, we gotta figure it out. That's the whole purpose of escaping.
But we could call Ask Gary and he could get us out of jail. I've seen that on TV. Oh! It's open, we're free! Well, not exactly.
Oh my gosh, more locks everywhere.
no.
All right, we gotta get into the computer.
All right.
What does it say under password? Can you read that? Where's the 2 most wanted list?
So the
5.
Yay!
Whoa!
I'm better at this than I thought. You just need a mom.
probably just because he's not here. Look for Fidel or Vina.
We are missing 2.
All that.
Good,
Oh my gosh. All right, so arrest record.
That's me without makeup. I know it anyway. Oh,
There's
my.
another box to open.
Or is that this one? That's this one.
Oh wait, stop moving.
We ran out of time.
And all the inmates back in the cell. What are you doing? Get back in here.
We're bummed. That was a lot of work. We're still in here.
ever done this before.
I shouldn't have worn high heels.
Wow.
I'm disappointed we weren't able to escape.
No, it's good. It's good.
It was hard.
Yeah.
I'm sad.
We were not as smart as we thought we were.
Apparently not.
Fabulous.
Now, well, joining us is the owner of Escape Countdown, and that's Renee Reichman. Now, Renee, we weren't able to escape, but apparently some people do.
You know what? It's a smaller percentage of people that actually escape. There's not a lot of people that can make it through. Now, we do give hints and we help people along if they get stuck. But yeah, and even if people do get out, sometimes they take a lot of hints and a lot of help kind of nudging them to get there. But you guys were fabulous.
Can I tell one of the
fabulous.
clues? Because we kept looking at it. We knew we were running out of time. We knew we were, hurry, 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 hurry. And then we got a clue that said time is of the essence. Of course it is. We know we're running out of time.
Never occurred to us that was a clue.
Yeah,
We
it
didn't
was
know it
actually a clue, but
It was. It was a clue.
Yeah.
eventually we figured it out.
Yes.
But so tell us about the themed rooms, because you have, the one we did was we committed
The
a
jail.
crime and we
Yes.
had to break out of jail and also erase the evidence.
Yes.
So tell us about some of the other rooms here.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah. So we have, this is our Mad Hatter room, and this is actually a take on Alice in Wonderland. So it's a little weird and quirky, but it's still in the same thing. You have to find things, you have to solve a lot of riddles, because that's what the Mad Hatter does. So you start the game, you drop down into the forest, and then from the forest you have to work your way over to the tea party.
Oh.
Now this one is our evening in Paris. And this is actually when you walk in, we want you to feel like you're sitting at a bistro in Paris. And again, everything is right there. You just have to start putting things together and figuring it out. And then, you know, I mean, if you don't escape Paris, that's not a bad thing.
I was going to say, why do you want to escape Paris? I don't want to escape
But you can come back and do these different rooms and have a
Yes.
different experience each time. And we are floored that you write these stories and clues.
Yeah.
So creative.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun. And really to watch people go through and yeah, it's just.
I'm
She was
sure we
laughing
were
at us.
entertaining.
Yes, she was laughing
All
at
right,
us.
Good training for your brain. It really is.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you, Renee, so much. And if you want to get more information about the escape room, you can actually visit them at escapecountdown.com. And next, we have a performance from a talented artist from the West Coast Black Theater Troupe. We'll be right back.
At ABC7, it's all about being here for you. Introducing ABC7 News at 7 with award-winning investigative journalist Alan Cohn. In-depth reporting and debate on important issues and stories in our community. With a featured topic of the day and a live roundtable discussion with community leaders and newsmakers. Plus a quick recap of the day's top stories and weather. ABC7 News at 7, weeknights. Now more than ever, we're here for you, Suncoast. Introducing the all-new MySuncoast.com. MySuncoast.com has been completely redesigned and includes even more great content and features, including Marketplace, the area's most complete group of listings for local businesses, an all-new entertainment section with the latest news, events, and happenings from around the Suncoast, and your photo submissions. A brand new experience on your desktop or mobile device. The all-new MySuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you.
I'm Dale Mast, and we're celebrating 40 years on the west coast of Florida.
It's our 40th anniversary, and it's time for a celebration, the Culligan Hydration Celebration. For a limited time, celebrate by taking $250 off any Culligan home system. That's $250 off Culligan water softener systems, drinking water systems, or whole house water filters. Help us celebrate our 40th anniversary, and remember,
for better water, pure and simple, call today and say,
Hey, Culligan man.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
Mesdames et messieurs, the 1939 Folie Bicheux is proud to present the legendary, the incomparable Josephine Becker.
I'm a sorrow, what else could I be? So get in line and wait your to mon chéri. If the devil was a girl, she'd be jealous how the fellas want me. She's too.
One of the missions of the West Coast Black Theater Troupe is to provide a stage for aspiring young artists to raise money to help further their careers. Alyssa White is one of those young artists, and she is today's Sound of the Suncoast.
Something told me it was over when I saw you and her talking. Something deep down in my soul said, cry, girl. When I saw you and her walking around, ooh, I would rather go blind more than to see you walk away from me, child. Ooh. So you see, I love you so much that I don't want to watch you leave me, baby. Most of all, I just don't want to be free now. Ooh, I was just sitting here thinking of your kiss and your warm embrace, yeah. When a reflection in a glass that I held to my lips now, baby, revealed these tears on my face. Ooh. And baby, I'd rather be blind, boy, than to see you walk away from me. Be blind, boy, than to see you walk away from me.
Wow, you are great.
So much emotion.
Oh, yes.
That's what I loved.
Your
Wow.
show, it's Monday?
It is Monday.
Tell us about it.
I'm doing a show to make a CD, like an EP. And the show is a tribute to love. Basically, I was in love with a guy.
Oh, we know this story.
Exactly. This is my first time, so it's going through the stages of, how love is and how it ends, and,
It'll make you a better singer and performer.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's
true.
And it's going to be at West Coast Black Theater.
Yes, it will be at West Coast Black Theater Troupe.
Very
All right.
exciting.
Well, we're excited about that.
A tribute to love on May 23rd, westcoastblacktheater.org for tickets and more information.
And you're going to sing some more for us?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's hear some more.
Yes.
To the moon, let me play among the stars. And let me see what spring is like on.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hello, I'm Rebecca Vargas.
And I'm Don Brennan. Every day, millions of Americans get out to exercise. We all know it's good for us, but there's another benefit you may not know about.
Tomorrow on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll show you how exercise impacts your risk of cancer. John?
Showers and thunderstorms in the forecast once again. We'll have those details for you bright and early.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you. Tonight on ABC7 News at 7.
It's a marvellous opportunity to get people who've been engaged in criminal activities involving drugs to change their ways, to offer them some improvement.
A strategy in Sarasota to give low-level drug dealers a better future. I'm Alan Cohn. We'll have that story, plus our roundtable discussion.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. At ABC 7, it's all about being here for you. Introducing ABC 7 News at 7 with award-winning investigative journalist Alan Cohn. In-depth reporting and debate on important issues and stories in our community. With a featured topic of the day and a live roundtable discussion with community leaders and newsmakers. Plus a quick recap of the day's top stories and weather. ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights. Now more than ever, we're here for you, Suncoast.
Need a mortgage? Compare and save. Trustco Bank offers a variety of low-cost mortgages that are right for you, with friendly personal service. That's made Trustco one of the area's top mortgage lenders. Visit TrustcoBank.com for details.
Your hometown bank, Trustco.
Equal housing lender.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
Did you know you can make an instant harness by simply wrapping the leash around your dog's chest and up through their collar? Contact Canine Corral today about a no-pull harness that will make you smile. Canine Corral, where the love is.
Welcome to Suncoast View. We're going to check back in with Chef Hal from Harry's Continental. And Chef, you've got a lot going on this month at the restaurant.
We sure do. Well, we've been celebrating mothers all month long for our Mother's Month prefix menu. It's a $31 four-course menu, and you can get wine pairings with that as well. And in 2 days, we're also doing an Italian-themed wine dinner for $56 a person for 5 courses. It's going to be a great time. There's a few seats left, so if you're looking to come out to Longboat Key and beat the traffic, come on out and see Harry's.
All right, and we're ready to come over for strawberry margaritas and corn salad. We'll see you in a few.
National Running Day is June 1st, and a lot of our Suncoast residents want to take part in the fun runs or the 5Ks. So we have to set up a plan. Now, here to help us plot our path from the couch to the 5K is Coach Whitney from Fleet Feet, Sarasota. Whitney, I'm not going to be running any of those 5Ks, but the warm-up could be really good for somebody like me, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. We always like to start our participants for any training program with a dynamic warm-up, which basically means we're warming up by moving. We're not staying in one spot.
Even these athletes have to do that.
Absolutely. You got to warm up the joints, get your core temperature up, you know, get your heart rate going.
And if you skip it, you're sorry later.
Absolutely.
I've learned that.
If you skip it, you're sorry for sure.
Okay, show us some warm-ups here.
So some of the things, we kind of go through the same things every workout. So some of the things we do is we're going to do a high knee walk where you're kind of walking and pulling that knee to your chest.
Well, I was a majorette when I was in high school. We used to do this a lot.
So you can go as fast or as slow as you want, and sometimes people pick up the pace and kind of do a run high knee type thing. So again, just getting that heart rate up, and yeah, just like that. Lean back a little bit.
Which is a good workout in and of itself.
Exactly.
You got it.
warm up. You know, it's a good warm up when you're breathing fast for sure.
Okay.
The second one we usually do is kind of the opposite action. So we're gonna walk and we're gonna pull our foot to our booties. I call these booty walk or booty kick. And again, just kind of warming those muscles up. Your quads, you can really feel that in your quad. And then you can pick it up and just kind of go a little faster if you want.
Never thought I'd wish my booty was closer to my heel.
I feel like it's good to call them booty kicks, you know, a little bit nicer. And then another thing that we do, a lot of running starts from your core. So you're balancing a lot of the time, so strong core strength is important. So we'll work on our balance, and those of you who don't have the best balance can always grab onto something if you want, but we're gonna do just some leg swings where, again, you're putting those muscles and joints through the range of motion of running and just warming that body up. So we always go front to back, and then I always challenge people, see if you can not drop your foot and go the other way. And you know, I always say, don't kick your buddy, you know, so we'd have a little bit more space when
That's
we're
a good.
out there.
Oh, well, Beth, we're close.
Yeah, you don't want to kick your friend. Yeah.
Okay, so we're ready. Now, give us your tips for running a 5K.
So I have kind of 5 go-to tips that I use. The first one that I like is find an accountability partner. Find a person that is going to motivate you to get out there and get the training in. My success in training and running has 100% been to my running buddies. I do not get out of bed early in the morning if I know they're if it's just up to me, it's not happening for sure. Yeah. And then the second one is attainable goals. So you want to, if you're not a runner, you don't want to say, you know what, I'm going to do a half marathon in 3 months, you know? Yeah. You kind of have to start by picking a reasonable goal. Otherwise, you're going to...
Walking down the street.
Yeah, walking
to the mailbox.
And then eventually you're walking to the, you know, to 2 blocks down. So if you set attainable goals, then you're not going to get frustrated.
And you have to start slow then.
Start slow. You know, you gotta, if you go too fast, you run the risk of getting injured, and then you're not exercising, and it's just a bad cycle from there. So you really got to take your time, and many people start to do too much too soon, and then they're just out, and then they're not happy, you know? So that's not good.
Now, one thing that will inspire you is having the right gear.
Oh my gosh. It's like, if you think about a football team, they're not going out there without pads and helmets, you know? You got to be prepared when you go out there for running too. So anything from shoes to the proper gear to socks, I mean, super important.
And then are there differences? Like Beth and I both brought in our running shoes, and they're very different. Hers are flatter, mine have a big high back. Does it matter?
It's kind of, it depends on what you're doing. What we do at Fleet Feet is we really work with everybody to make sure we're putting them in the right shoe for their foot type. So for, you know, let's say Beth was going to be doing more cross training, then we would probably want to put her in a lower drop shoe is what we call it, that's going to stand up to the lateral movement, so something a little firmer. So the Saucony that you have is a great shoe, a go-to running shoe, and it's a little bit more cushioned. So it really just depends on what you're using it for, and then your foot type for sure.
Okay.
So,
very good.
And I noticed you were looking, when you looked at them, you looked at the bottom of the shoe.
Yeah.
Why is that important?
So we always ask people when they come into Fleet Feet and we are fitting them for shoes to bring their shoes in so I can look, because it tells me how they're wearing their shoe. So
how their foot hits?
So if I see a lot of oh, you're a heel striker. No, I'm just kidding. Most of us are heel. No, just kidding. Most of us are. But if I see a little bit more wear here on this outside of the shoe, it means you're kind of hanging out on the outside of your foot. Our goal is to keep you level, because if you have any kind of lateral movement like that, it's going to potentially cause injuries, which again leads you to not being able to work out, and it's just this vicious cycle. So keeping you level is our main goal. We want to see the wear down in the middle.
Tell me what I'm doing.
So
you're not using yours. Not doing anything.
So you actually you can definitely see that you are heel striking. Most people are going to strike right there on the outside.
It's interesting that your shoes do tell so much about
I mean, it literally tells the story.
Fortune teller. You can tell a lot about a person.
And then again, you're coming through and scuffing the top there. So normal gait cycle is truly what you're doing, to be honest. It's just any major movement to the side is not so good.
And everybody's different, so you really need somebody that knows what they're doing.
Absolutely.
When you get your shoes.
We always say buy shoes for function over fashion. But of course, if we can marry the two, that's always super important. Yeah.
I go for that all the time.
And the last tip was have fun, but that's the hard one sometimes, to keep the motivation going in the heat and long distance.
I think that's why races are good, because races remind you that it's fun.
Well, you have a goal.
Yeah.
And then also account your buddy. You know,
that's a
being
good
out,
point.
It's almost like therapy. Running is cheaper than therapy. We always say it, because you get to get out there and chat with your friends.
We've been working so hard, let's cool down.
Yes, yes. Important to cool down afterwards. You want to bring that core temperature down. You want to bring your breath back to normal. So a lot of times we'll sit on the ground. You guys want to sit down with me?
Sure.
I don't think so. By the time you got me up, the whole show would be over.
Yes. So what we're going to do is we're just going to keep our legs out, and we're going to put one foot over the other. Okay. And we're just going to kind of hug our knee to our chest. So you'll feel the stretch right through here.
If I could get down there, I could do that.
Yeah.
This looks like fun. Thank you so much. Cooling down looks like the best part of all. All for Fun Run on June 1st. This is National Run Day. FleetFeetSarasota.com can give you more information about what's going on that day, how to get ready for it, and what kind of shoes you need. And next, Money Matters. We'll be back in just a minute.
I see great fortune in your future, David.
It's Brian.
I see houses, boats, cars, millions of dollars. And you will marry a beautiful, exotic fortune teller.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
With a $10 million fortune scratch-off game from the Florida Lottery, the odds of a brighter future are better than ever. The Florida Lottery. Just imagine.
Start your day with Good Morning Suncoast to win a dream vacation for two to Hawaii. From our studios on Florida Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Good afternoon, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at 5 o'clock. Sarasota police target low-level drug dealers. A study looks at how effective that program is for the department. Plus, some extra help for police officers in Northport, what a group of trained volunteers will be tasked to do to help ease officers' burdens. Now let's get a check on our weather with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob.
A very active day today out in the Gulf of Mexico. A system out there, a very rather complex storm system is heading in our direction. Should be on our doorstep with some heavy rainfall by around 7 o'clock, maybe a little sooner than that, and some rough weather already starting to blow up into the interior portions of our viewing area. As you can see, that sea breeze front very active this evening in the Highlands, also into DeSoto and Hardee counties. But this is the area we'll have to watch as it progresses in our direction. There's a chance we could see some rough weather blowing up here. We'll have the details on that coming up at 5.
Mom needed more care than we could provide, so we called Granny Nannies. She now has around-the-clock caregivers, and we have peace of mind. Thanks to them, she's where she belongs, at home.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Introducing the all-new MySuncoast.com. MySuncoast.com has been completely redesigned and includes even more great content and features, including Marketplace, the area's most complete group of listings for local businesses, an all-new entertainment section with the latest news, events, and happenings from around the Suncoast, and your photo submissions. A brand new experience on your desktop or mobile device. The all-new MySuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you. Congratulations, ABC 7's Ray Collins and Max Winnitz, recognized by the Associated Press for delivering the best journalism in Florida.
I'm Dale Mast, and we're celebrating 40 years on the west coast of Florida.
It's our 40th anniversary, and it's time for a celebration, the Culligan Hydration Celebration. For a limited time, celebrate by taking $250 off any Culligan home system. That's $250 off Culligan water softener systems, drinking water systems, or whole house water filters. Help us celebrate our 40th anniversary, and remember,
for better water, pure and simple, call today and say,
"Hey, Culligan man."
At Granny Nannies, we provide your loved ones with the care they deserve, compassionate and experienced help right where you need it most, at home. Visit us at GrannyNannies.com.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
We love talking hot topics on this show, and some of the hottest topics here is always about money and shopping. Here to tell us all about it is our financial expert, Richard Stern, in our Money Matters. Now, Richard, when it comes to retail, I'm hearing some shaky news.
Well, you're hearing it, unfortunately, correctly. But with you four ladies here and little knowledge of retail, I thought we could
we've done our part.
We're trying.
We're trying, and it doesn't seem to help. I don't know.
I'm going to see if you can give us some help. But first of all, let's go through a statistic, because I think it's important to know where the changes are coming in retail. Take a look at that. Department store sales are down by 1.7%. That's a trailing 12-month number, by the way. It's not just a one-month aberration. E-commerce is up by 10.2%. And what we've seen over the last 30 days, frankly, are miserable earnings reports from Nordstrom's, from Kohl's, from Macy's, from Gap. Line them all up.
Oh, wow.
They just have not done well. So what I'm going to do is put you ladies on the spot and say, okay, Stephanie, I just named you the CEO of Macy's. What are you going to do to turn that ship around? What are you going to do to compete with Amazon?
I couldn't even tell you.
I have number one.
Okay,
go.
Because I shop at Macy's a lot. They have great deals. I think that's great. But a lot of times they do not have free shipping. when you're competing with, usually it's $25 or there's some small limit, but still, when you're competing with Nordstrom or other stores that have free shipping all the time, free returns all the time, I think that's hard. I mean, I'm not sure business-wise if that's the best decision, but me as a consumer, if I see free shipping, free returns, I'm 10 times more likely to shop
But
at that.
aren't they trying to get you in the store at this point? I mean,
And
are
one of
they
the
trying to
reasons I
compete?
won't, I
online?
actually shop in the stores, but you realize you don't get as great as a deal as you do with online stores.
Sometimes you don't.
Right.
You know?
Or they don't have your size.
Yeah.
Or they don't where I can click and get whatever I want.
Exactly. And I think the key issue that many of us are struggling with is Amazon just going to just dominate everything? Because now remember, hard goods are not part of this equation. We're not talking about Best Buy. We're not talking about the Ford Motor Company. We're talking about soft goods. And as such, the question is, do you just give up and say, hey, the brick and mortar is not working, the malls are empty, the store sales are down, even with, frankly, very large discounts? What other choices do they have?
I don't know.
It's difficult. It's just hard to, to think about getting rid of those stores. But if you have to, maybe they have to pare down their real estate. I think that's part of it. There's
and go
probably
more
spending
online.
a lot.
Which a lot of stores have actually done. But let's switch gears a little bit. Apple. A lot of news coming out of them.
A lot of news coming out of Apple, and a lot of it has to do with a man by the name of Warren Buffett. Now remember, he owns Berkshire Hathaway, or is the largest shareholder. They have been very, very slow to pick up on technology. Frankly, over the years, they've bought very, very few technology stocks. And guess what? He announced yesterday, or it was announced, that for the first time they have bought shares of Apple, over $1 billion worth of shares, and they intend to hold them for the long term. Guess what the stock did?
Up a lot.
Up almost 4% in one day.
Now, why? Why are we so excited about Warren Buffett?
I think
He's pretty smart.
Well, I get that.
we'll give Linda an A for that. He's pretty smart. His track record has not been perfect, but it's been pretty darn good. And what we're really seeing is Apple has come down from $130 to virtually $90 a share.
So he waited.
Well, he owns it at an average price of $109. He didn't buy it all at one time. So he's underwater to the tune of almost $20 a share. But that being said, he's a long-term investor. It's a quality company, and he said, buy it. It's on sale. We think this stock has a future.
I think that's a good idea.
We should have bought it last week.
You can still buy it at 93.
I don't know. All right, well, thank you so much, Richard. I
You're
love
welcome.
these topics. All right, and next, we're taking a look back at yesterday's show and some cute little children that warmed our hearts. We'll be right back.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to save a life? Find out by donating platelets at Suncoast Blood Bank.
I'm Haley Wilgus, ABC7. Platelets aid in the clotting process and are vital in the treatment of cancer and surgical patients, trauma victims, and critically ill newborns. It's tough to keep enough on the shelves because they only last 5 days. To donate, call this number or visit scbb.org and you can help save a life.
ABC7 congratulates Suncoast Blood Bank on 65 years of serving our community. Tonight on ABC7 News at 7.
It's a marvellous opportunity to get people who've been engaged in criminal activities involving drugs to change their ways, to offer them some improvement.
A strategy in Sarasota to give low-level drug dealers a better future. I'm Alan Cohn. We'll have that story, plus our roundtable discussion.
Tonight on ABC7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Introducing the all-new MySuncoast.com. MySuncoast.com has been completely redesigned and includes even more great content and features, including Marketplace, the area's most complete group of listings for local businesses, an all-new entertainment section with the latest news, events, and happenings from around the Suncoast, and your photo submissions. A brand new experience on your desktop or mobile device. The all-new MySuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you. Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hello, I'm Rebecca Vargas.
And I'm Don Brennan. Every day, millions of Americans get out to exercise. We all know it's good for us, but there's another benefit you may not know about.
Tomorrow on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll show you how exercise impacts your risk of cancer. John?
Showers and thunderstorms in the forecast once again. We'll have those details for you bright and early.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
The home at 19 Walker Court. The agent. The rolling of sleeves. The look over. The look under. The application of dirt under fingernails. turning over every rock, turning over every chimney, checking the nooks, checking the crannies, checking the walls, the floors, the gutters, the doors, finding the flaw, calling the specialist, fixing it, cleaning it, prepping it, painting it, listing it, showing it, selling it. The sign of a RE/MAX agent.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
We had so much fun yesterday having a mom and kids summer fashion show. Well, I had fun because I love little kids. They were so cute, but we did have a little chaos. This is Ansley, this is Jackie Z's daughter, and this is Jackie Z's fashions from her new store, Ansley Z in St. Pete. They are sisters, and they're 2 years old. I had no idea we were going to have such little ones, but they were all over the place, and they were just having so much fun and showing off the clothes, and then the boys came in, and there was a lot going on.
Now, and all of this is happening during the segment.
Yeah. Right, you guys are talking.
This may look like it's a behind the scenes, but this is actually live during the segment.
And I have to admit,
shirt matches her daughter's shirt. So they're wearing clothes that match. I thought that was really cute.
I did not hear one thing you guys said while you were sitting up here and talking to her because I was like, okay, where's kid one? Where's kid two? Oh my gosh, please turn around. And I feel like I didn't even get to enjoy Jackie and her comments. But
well, they were beautiful outfits.
They were. They were really
great clothes and a lot of fun with the kids. We're ready to have a lot of fun in the kitchen, getting ready for Memorial Day with margaritas and roasted corn salad.
If you have a suspicion for harboring prostate cancer, we have a way of diagnosing by using an exquisite instrument called three-dimensional color flow power Doppler ultrasound. Using this system, we can identify abnormalities within the prostate that you could otherwise never detect. The Dottoli Cancer Center is the only center in the southeastern United States which has this technology. If you have prostate cancer, we will find it.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at 5 o'clock. A critical need for adoptions. Manatee County Animal Services say they are struggling to take care of more than 200 dogs and cats. What the shelter is doing now to help find them homes. Taking a quick look at Suncoast Traffic Watch right now, no crashes, and I-75 moving smoothly, both north and southbound, all green on the map. Now over to Bob for another check on the weather.
Well, Scott, a large area of thunderstorms continues to march toward the Suncoast this evening. That should be on our doorstep sometime around 7 o'clock. Some of the storms could bring some locally heavy rainfall, some frequent lightning and gusty winds. Also, the sea breeze front, very active this afternoon inland with some strong cells moving through Highlands County near Sebring, also near Wauchula right now. Nothing going on along the immediate coast in Sarasota, Manatee counties. But as I said, that will change later on this evening. Details on that coming up at 5.
All this month, ABC7 is giving you the chance to win a dream vacation for two to Hawaii. Start your day with Good Morning Suncoast every weekday to look for our vacay word of the day. Then register that day's word by midnight at mysuncoast.com. Each weekday, we'll give one daily winner a $100 gift card to the mall at University Town Center. And one lucky grand prize winner will enjoy a 9-day trip for two to Honolulu and Maui in Hawaii. Enter for your chance to win a Hawaiian vacay giveaway. Start your day with Good Morning Suncoast. At ABC7, it's all about being here for you. Introducing ABC7 News at 7 with award-winning investigative journalist Alan Cohn. In-depth reporting and debate on important issues and stories in our community. With a featured topic of the day and a live roundtable discussion with community leaders and newsmakers. Plus a quick recap of the day's top stories and weather. ABC7 News at 7, weeknights. Now more than ever, we're here for you, Suncoast.
At ABC7, our entire weathercast is dedicated to the Suncoast, and now we bring it to you like never before with the all-new official Suncoast forecast.
Beach and boating forecast. The winds will be out of the northwest at 10 knots.
Now, with the most advanced graphics and technology, we bring you weather where you live, pinpointing right down to your neighborhood.
Zooming into the Sarasota Bayfront,
the all-new official Suncoast forecast, only on ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Gas prices are on the rise again, so before you fill up, go to mysuncoast.com for a list of the Suncoast's cheapest gas. ABC7's Pump Patrol, just another way we're here for you. Congratulations, ABC7's Ray Collins and Max Winnitz, recognized by the Associated Press for delivering the best journalism in Florida.
Trustco Bank has hometown checking, free mobile app, no monthly fees, and free use of over 55,000 ATMs worldwide. Are you happy with your bank? Go to TrustcoBank.com for details.
Your hometown bank, Trustco.
Member FDIC.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
And for a limited time, Minnesota Flooring is offering you unbelievable pricing on tile and laminate. Porcelain tile only $1.59. Ceramic tile 99 cents. And 16 by 16 tile $1.19. Laminate flooring is only 99 cents. But these prices won't last. Don't miss out on these great deals. Hurry into Minnesota Flooring today.
Coming up Wednesday at 4 on Suncoast View, who's the strongest, who's the quickest? We're going to be midweek warriors as we compete American Gladiator style. Yep, it's another giant inflatable. Plus, it's Suncoast for sale, makeover madness, and the Players Kids from Annie Jr. join us. Plus, Chef Judy has the best late night bites in the kitchen.
And welcome back. Right now we're in the kitchen with Chef Hal from Harry's Continental Kitchen.
And he's 6'7", I just asked.
We all feel really short.
I swear I'm not standing on anything.
We are really short.
Luckily, yeah.
I'm only 5'2".
Well, you got some beautiful shoes on.
All right, so Hal, what are we making?
Well, today we're doing a little thing for Memorial Day weekend, and I think every good party for Memorial Day should start out with a good cocktail. So today we brought some Tracy Gavi's tequila. We're doing strawberry margaritas. There's about 1.5 ounces of the, this is an añejo tequila, which is aged in barrels, which makes it have a lot more flavor than the Blanco or the Silver. This is a dry curacao, which is like a French triple sec. There's 1.5 ounces of that in there. And then we go with about 3 ounces of this Tracy Gavi's organic strawberry margarita mix. This stuff
where can you get that?
I sell it at my corner store in Longboat Key. It's getting into a lot of different places. And then 3/4 ounce of just lemonade, I think, kind of tones it down a little bit. We put ice in it.
Shake it out.
A shaker on it, and I think about 12 times is what you want to shake something.
Well, okay. Write that down.
Not that I'm counting, but.
That's the hard part, is it's always suctioned in there.
Yep.
Then we have a little strainer. We have our cups pre-iced.
Look at that.
We'll see if we made enough out of one drink recipe.
If not, how about Haley and I will make the next one. We'll make another one.
There's one right there if you want to mix that up and shake that. We're going to get on to our roasted corn salad. This is probably the most popular salad that we sell out of our deli on Longboat Key. We grill the corn. We take the husk off, we grill it, we make it black, we roast it. It is delicious.
It's not burned?
What you want to do, you always want to keep the bottom side down and grab a hold of the top right down.
All right, come on.
And then you just kind of go right down the rind on there.
Oh, you got it.
We've got feta cheese that goes in there, which is nice and salty.
And I'm just going to break that up.
Just going to break that up, crumble it. I've got green onions I'm going to slice right here. That's a key ingredient in this. The green onions are not too powerful.
This is I like the feel of this in my hands. It's very relaxing.
Feta cheese is so good. It's nice and salty, and it really complements this dish well. So we do add a little bit of frozen corn into the recipe. It's my recipe has a little bit more of the grilled corn than the frozen corn.
And now you are.
And this is the red pepper. I always cut it right around. And we're going to dice the red pepper to go in there.
You need a margarita.
There we go. Girls need margaritas. So.
And while you cut that, you also have the dressing that you make there. Tell me about what the ingredients are.
Our dressing is kind of the secret. I'm probably going to get in trouble for bringing this recipe today because it's such a popular thing.
All right, well, we won't tell you the secret.
We have, this is like a coleslaw dressing. You have mayonnaise. There's 12 ounces here.
Okay, let me
And then there's 6 ounces of sugar and 3 ounces of the lemon juice. So there's no vinegar that goes into it. It's just the lemon juice.
Okay, and then all the sugar you said?
All that sugar, 6 ounces. So it's basically like a half to a half to a half is the general proportions. And like anything, you're looking for a good balance. Like the cocktail we just made, some people will say, it doesn't taste like tequila. There's no alcohol in this. But no. It's a balanced drink.
It's good.
And that's what you're looking for in cooking as well as bartending is having a balance in your recipes.
All right, so I'm mixing up the dressing. And do I just dump everything in here?
You can use the whisk if you like.
Oh, that might be smarter.
Where does the corn go?
Corn's going to go in this bowl right here. You got it all done. Okay. Get a little more pepper
All
in
right,
there.
well, they continue their assembly. I want to remind everybody, this is Harry's famous corn salad, one of the most popular items on the menu at Harry's Continental. They've got a special Mother's Day pricing through the end of the month and a wine dinner coming up on Thursday, May 19th. So lots to look forward to out on Longboat Key. Thank you, very tall Chef Hal, for coming in and cooking with us. And we love your margaritas. Haley, good day to stop by.
Yeah.
Got a workout in?
Yeah, and a margarita.
All right, and I'm excited about all that feta. We're going to finish up this salad and dig in. Take some time and enjoy the Suncoast View. We'll see you tomorrow.
We did it.